Hey there! Have you ever identified the critical path in your project only to find out a few weeks later that it's completely different? That's normal, because the critical path isn't a one-time calculation. It's not fixed. It changes as your project changes. Dates shift, scope changes, tasks take longer than expected, and every one of those changes can affect the sequence of work that drives your finish date. In this video, I'll show you 5 practical ways to keep your critical path accurate, actionable, and aligned with reality as your project moves forward. Let's jump in. The first rule is simple. Your critical path should always reflect your current plan. If you change task durations, move key dates, add scope, or update dependencies, recalculate the critical path. Otherwise, you're making decisions based on an outdated schedule. For longer projects, build critical path reviews into your regular process. Maybe that's once a week. Maybe it's at major milestones. However you decide, the goal is simple. Make sure the tasks marked as critical are actually the tasks controlling your finish date today. Next, keep an eye on near critical paths. These are task sequences with very little float, maybe a day or two. They aren't critical yet, but they're close. A task with just 1 or 2 days of float can become critical after a small delay, a late approval, or a resource conflict. There are plenty of things that can come up to push these tasks onto your critical path. That's why low-float tasks should be part of every schedule review. Ask yourself, has anything slipped? Have new risks appeared? Does this work need additional support? Near critical paths are often your earliest warning signs that the schedule is starting to drift. Not every critical task is truly critical. Sometimes a task appears on the critical path because of a rigid constraint, a fixed date, or even a calendar setting. For example, a must-start-on date might force a task into a critical position, even though it doesn't actually control project completion. The same thing can happen with holidays, non-working days, or incorrect calendar settings. So when a task suddenly shows up as critical, do a quick gut check. Does this task really drive the finish date, or is the schedule creating an artificial bottleneck? Even a perfectly built schedule can fail if key resources become overloaded. Look for team members, specialists, subcontractors, equipment, or vendors assigned to too many critical tasks at the same time. When that happens, delays become much more likely. Instead of waiting for conflicts to surface, adjust assignments early. You may need to stagger work, reassign tasks, or adjust dependencies. Here's a pro tip. In Team Gantt, the workloads view makes this easy by showing who's overloaded and who has capacity before critical work starts slipping. Sometimes the deadline can't move. That's where you can apply schedule compression to shorten your timeline. But be careful, because it comes with trade-offs. Schedule compression is any technique you use to reduce project duration without changing the scope, but there are 2 common approaches. Crashing, which means adding resources to help critical work finish faster, and fast tracking, which means overlapping work that was originally planned to happen sequentially. Both can reduce project duration, but adding resources can increase cost. Overlapping work can create rework, confusion, or quality issues. Use schedule compression when the deadline is truly fixed. The tasks are on or near the critical path, and the risks are worth the payoff. The critical path only helps if it reflects reality. As projects evolve, your schedule should evolve with them. Recalculate regularly. Watch near critical work. Question constraints that don't make sense, and make sure your resources have the capacity to execute the plan. The more accurately your schedule reflects what's actually happening, the more confidence you can have in your finish date. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more helpful content just like this, and I'll see you next time.